Grow food everywhere. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. So in this video, we are going to be showing you, I'm going to be showing you some stuff going on in the garden, in the Asymmetrical Preparedness homestead garden. Starting off with our, raised bed number 1 for 2022, our newest, our new raised beds. We have 3 so far. 2 you've seen already, 1 you haven't seen yet, and then a bunch of other stuff going on in the garden. So, introduction over. Let's go to the first raised bed. This is the first new raised bed, the first new raised bed of 2022. And just give you an update on it, we are in process of filling it. As you can see, we got dirt that we dug just from different locations out in the woods, as well as a bunch of maple leaves and just stuff growing on the, not growing, but sitting on the forest floor, rotting. So that's really good organic material. Then if you can see a close-up, there's a bunch of freezer burnt blueberries and these onion mixes and fruit and stuff like that. So we're just throwing all that organic material in there. And then you'll also notice the charcoal. We emptied out our fire pit where we have our campfires and dumped that all in here also. So this is basically, I got this to the point where from now on I'm just going to put in the 50-50 topsoil garden mix, and this will probably be a fish compost mix. So there's the update on the first new one. We'll go to the second new one. Before I forget and move on and forget to say it, if you are interested, if you like the content, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, ring the notification bell, and click all so you get all notifications. And if you're not receiving notifications because the algorithm, go to my channel, my page, click the video tab, all the videos are there. We do at least a video every day. Every once in a while I may miss a day because, you know, life happens. But I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all you subscribers. I really appreciate all the patrons. If you want to check out Patreon, links in the description below. It's the first one. It's $1 a month, hundreds and hundreds of videos there. Good stuff. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff going on there, and more good stuff on the horizon. A lot more in-depth stuff around our homestead, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and all these things. And some situations, some of the videos will be like, okay, I'm filming this knowing that it's going to be on Patreon, but it's going to be on YouTube later. But you get early access on Patreon, and you become part of the heart and soul of Team AP. So if you're interested, join us there. Love you guys. This is the second new one. So this is raised bed number 16. The second new one of 2022. And no, people keep on asking me that. Did I carve that? No, I didn't carve that. It's part of an old wine hutch type thing that we got for free. We never used. Actually, what I did is I cut the top off it and I used it as a workbench in my carport for a little while. And now it's been repurposed to raised bed ends. And then we got it filling full of a bunch of organic material. We just shred up cardboard in here, veggies, stuff like that. It's getting, I'm going to put some dirt from the woods on top of this. It also has a bunch of organic material we got from the woods. I'll throw some more dirt on top of that, and then I'll be ready to top it off with the topsoil fish or mushroom compost mix. Okay, second raised bed. Yeah, that's number 16 for the AP homestead. I hope you guys like the way it's built. I really like the way it's built, using these cores and establishing everything. And while I'm kind of talking about that, let me talk about all the stuff that you can put in that's compostable. You obviously know, fruits, vegetables, apple cores, banana peels, also eggshells, the egg cartons themselves, shredded up, cardboard, no plastic, none of the laminated stuff, none of the painted stuff, just the raw cardboard, shred it up, throw it in there. Coffee grounds are really good. If you have compost pile stuff, you can also add it to that. All this kind of stuff you see behind me, all the maple leaves all over the forest floor, throw that in. As well as, like, whenever you clean off your roofs, I get big piles of pine needles or fir needles. all over the place. So I could put those in the bottom, but be careful, those make the soil acidic. So beware of how you use them and how much you use them. I usually put them low in the bed and then put dirt on top and stuff like that. There's a lot of different organic materials. You can use old logs. I got a pile of old logs right here. The more rotten, the better, because they hold moisture, so you'll have to water less. They'll retain the water in the bed. And then if you're doing a deep bed, this goes back to that whole hugelkultur gardening method, which is the mound method. I do the same. I do it, but I do a modified version inside raised beds. That's why I put a lot of like sticks, twigs, branches, you know, stuff like that. So that's one way you can do it. There's also the cardboard from your paper towels or toilet paper rolls. You can put that in your raised bed. Any kind of like used paper towels. Used toilet paper that doesn't have human excrement on it can go in your raised beds also, or your compost pile. Anything that you can put in the compost pile, you can put in your raised beds. Any animal excrement from an animal that does not eat meat. No carnivores. That might, some people say that that can be used after sitting for a period of time, like a year or two or something like that. Not so much, but chickens, goats, horses, cows, that kind of stuff, manure. But also, you don't want the whole burn thing coming from the soil. So I wouldn't recommend putting in fresh stuff right in the top of your raised bed. But if you're building one, you want to put it in the bottom underneath everything, that's fine. Or maybe in like a middle layer or something like that. Or what you do is you add it to your compost pile and wait 6 months, a year, and then put it into your beds. You can do it that way. This is the newest raised bed. You guys haven't seen it yet. I just built it yesterday. This is raised bed number 17. It is the tallest of the raised beds we have so far. Why is it tall? Because this is a heavy-duty table, big, huge table that what all I had to do is I cut the cross members, as you can see, and then kicked it, and it broke. Luckily, the boards were spaced such a way that it cracked right down the middle. And then all I did is, you can see right here, the way the table is made at the end, all I did is nail in the logs from the ends, and then I also nailed them in from the sides to hold them in. And we're in the process of filling this raised bed. First, we put down a really good layer of cardboard, just like all the other raised beds. Then we put down, you can see a bunch of the needles and stuff like that from the forest. Now we're throwing veggies and cardboard in there. Good compostable material, and we're going to continue just doing that. We're going to continue adding good compostable material until, and then we'll put a bunch more dirt in there from the forest. And then we will be adding, you know, our garden topsoil mix on top. So this is the newest raised bed. You haven't seen it yet. Well, you're seeing it now for the first time. All it is a table cut in half with some log ends. It's not as pretty and cool looking, I don't think, as some of the other ones. It's kind of like, meh, but you know, got to do what you got to do. It's free. It cost me some nails and some chainsaw fuel, sorry. So that's raised bed number 17. And as I've talked about before, I have some extra logs. One of them is sitting right over there that I'm going to be raising this raised bed another level, that raised bed another level, that raised bed over there, that one, another level also, as well as this was made with those cores, just like this one, but that is 3 tall, as you can see it. This one's only 2 tall, so we're going to add a layer to that one. And yes, this one's getting another layer also. We got a bunch of organic material in that, getting it ready. So stand by. Now you've seen raised bed number 3 of 2022, which is raised bed number 17. It is the tallest raised bed we have, as I mentioned. And now, yeah, we've added a bunch more stuff to it. We're continuing to fill it up. I'm going to take some stuff out of my compost bin. I have a 2-bin system, so I'm going to take from the one that's the oldest and put that in some of these raised beds. And in a moment here, I will show you some other stuff that we're doing for the other raised beds to make them better and more effective. On this newest raised bed that I was just talking about, another new update for today is we got a bunch of this organic material. This is all stuff from my neighbor's lower field that he dumps down there. A lot of it's when he cleans out his chicken coops and or raised beds, cleans them up. There's some like sawdust type stuff in there. There's some potting soil I saw, some other good soil, and the rabbit hutch droppings. So that's a really good thing to add to your soil as well. All kinds of this organic material. You just add all different kinds because it all adds different stuff to your soil, different nutrients, different minerals, all that stuff. Really good for growing a healthy garden. A project I didn't think was going to be a project for today became a project for today. So, you see that new raised bed I talked about there, the tallest one we have, the other new one right there. This is the one I wanted to add a log to. So, I went ahead and added a log. So now it is 3 logs deep. Yeah, this one's a little tied together, the kind of redneckedness, but it's solid. See the tie-in pieces there. Just chainsaw, some nails, stuff I had laying around. Again, just a log raised bed, adding to it. I think that one looks kind of cool, actually. I like it, and it works. So that's another project that we did today. You see all the sawdust everywhere? That's what's awesome about having a chainsaw. If you're going to be doing this, if you really want to be ready for SHTF, then you got to have one of those. You don't have to have that exact one. That's a really nice saw. But I recommend you have a chainsaw. Next, we may do today is we may pull this bed up. I may use the lumber for end pieces for another raised bed. We are going to pull up the onions, dig them up, save them, and then add them into the blanks in this bed. And then what we're going to do is take the dirt from this bed, add it to that bed, and then plant the rest of the onions in that bed. So that may also be a project for today. I don't know, it depends. It's a really nice, beautiful day out here. See what else we need to get done and get her done. We've been doing a lot. Yep, we're getting a lot done. We still got a lot to do. We're looking to add in a lot more raised beds, a lot more animals and stuff like that. We've been preparing different areas on our property for these things. We're starting to accumulate the supplies needed for this. I have a source for a whole bunch of pallets, I think, and some other wood that I'll be using to build chicken houses, stuff like that. I still need to contact my boys, my group, my tribe, and about maybe sources of chicken wire, fencing, or stuff like that. Maybe somebody took down, or maybe they have laying behind their shed or something like that they don't need as far as for fencing in these areas. But we're progressing forward. It's always moving forward. It's always about making your situation tomorrow better than what your situation is today, which is better than your situation was yesterday. Always be adding, always be building, always be improving. With that, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.